Welcome, everyone. I'm Jonathan. And this is my Ask Me Anything weekly session. And the first one I'm actually able to do back from my desk. So I appreciate it if you've been watching any of the other AMAs that we've been doing. Today, I'm here hanging out for up to an hour just to answer your questions that you may have regarding AI, ChatGPT, Google Bard, Claude, MidJourney, you name it. I can share things. I can help you with prompts, whatever makes sense. Or if you're interested in the other passion of mine, which is omnipresence and creating topical authority, and you've got questions about that, let me know. If you're not familiar with me, again, I'm Jonathan Mast. I run Whitebeard Strategies. And one of the things that I love is helping businesses leverage AI to produce better results, to save time, save effort, make your teams more efficient, and ultimately serve your customers better. So I'm here today to just hang out, collaborate, and hopefully add some value. While we're waiting for a couple questions here, I'm going to go ahead and just remind you guys that I do this every Wednesday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and you are welcome to reach out in the interim as well if you've got any questions. One of the things I want to offer everybody today as a thanks for joining in on this Facebook Live is if you're here today and you'd like, one of the things that I do is I help entrepreneurs and business owners and professionals build topical authority so that you can be seen as the go-to expert in your niche. And a lot of times people go, Jonathan, what's topical authority? Well, topical authority basically means that you become the go-to expert for your field. Imagine you're a plumber or a roofer or a chiropractor or a dentist, and you want people to look to you as the best dentist in Louisiana, or probably more specifically in in Louisville, Kentucky. We'll pick a city. I can help you do that. I can teach you how to create the right content to answer the questions that Google wants to have you answer so that when people search for a dentist in Louisville, Kentucky, your name comes up and you're seen as that local expert. Other things that I love to do is deal with AI and all that. So again, if you're here today on the live stream, what I want to offer you is I want to offer you two things, and I'll put links up for both. If you're interested in AI, I want to offer you a free guide that I have that's got over 190 different prompts that you can use as a business in order to leverage your time, save time, effort, better serve your clients. It's 187 different prompts for different businesses that you can use. If you're more interested in the topical authority or possibly both, I'd like to offer you a free topical authority content map. And that's where we literally go out to Google and we look at Google's people also ask questions to find out the topics and the questions that Google wants you to answer to be seen as that go-to expert. So if you're interested in either of those, feel free to comment here or feel free to message me. I will also put up links for each of those. Let me look for those while we're talking here so that you guys can see those. Got a bunch of links here in the background, and unfortunately with mine I can't always provide it. Here we go. So here's the topical authority map one. There we go. I'll leave that up for a couple minutes here while we chat. If you're interested in that free topical authority map, you can go ahead and scan that code with your phone. If you don't happen to have that and you're like, Jonathan, that's great, but hey, I don't have that, then what we want to do is we want to send you over to our website here, and we'll put that up. That'll be even better. So you can just go to whitebeardstrategies.com/free map, and it will bring you to a form. On the form, we're going to simply ask that you go ahead and give me an email because I need to send you this PDF document that we're going to create, and I need the topic so that I can query Google and find out what Google says you guys need to be able to answer. So that's that if you're interested in that free map. If you're interested instead in the free the 187 prompts, I'm looking to see if I've got something set up. I may need to set that up. It doesn't look like I do. So I'm going to go ahead and just ask you in that case if you would just reach out to me via direct message, and I will get you that link. And if I can create one in the meantime, I will do so that we can send that to you and get that created and send that. You know what? I could actually put that in the codes, but I'll do that. But before I do that, I've got a couple questions that have come up here, so I want to answer those. We'll go ahead and get that off the screen. Again, if you've got questions, feel free to jump into the chat and share those questions with me. But one of the first questions I've got here is, how can I use AI to automate daily tasks in my business? And that's one of the most common things I hear is, Jonathan, I've heard of ChatGPT, I've heard of MidJourney, I've heard of all these tools, but how do I use them on a day-to-day basis? Well, what I'd like to do is I'd like to encourage you to start simply and easily by finding one or two things that you can do to do that. And one thing that I think we all can do, regardless of what business we're in, is we can use ChatGPT to help us write better emails. And so why don't I go ahead and grab the right screen here a minute. We'll make sure we can pull that up, and we'll share a window here in just a moment. Let me get this all set up so you guys can see that. And let's go, we'll actually go into ChatGPT and we'll use it. Now, you can also use Google Bard to do this and other things, but let's start with ChatGPT. So let me share that screen here a minute. There we go. And let's make sure this comes up the way I want. Share that in the session. There we go. So this is ChatGPT, and let's go ahead and just take a look at how this can play out. So again, I'm in ChatGPT. For the sake of discussion here, I'm going to go ahead and go to the free version, the 3.5, because you may not want to buy the plus version, and that's okay, although I do think it's a great investment. This is just an amazing tool. So you access this by going to chat.openai.com. And let's say that we need to write an email response. Maybe we've got an email from a client and we want to, let's just hypothetically, let's say that they're unhappy with the service they've got and I need to be able to provide them with a response. And let's go ahead and do this. So I'm going to talk to ChatGPT much like I would if it were an assistant. So I received an email from a frustrated client who, and let's say we're a restaurant in this case, who dined with us at our restaurant for lunch and felt the service was poor and their food was cold. So again, what I want to do is I want to make sure I give it a little bit of context about what I'm trying to do. So again, we're making this one up, but this could certainly be relevant. I, as the general manager, could be the owner, but let's just say you're the general manager, would like to reach out and thank them for reaching out to me and offer them a $25 free gift card to come dine with us again on me. So there's the kind of the background. I'm going to say, please write a meaningful, professional, and conversational, we'll call it friendly instead, friendly email that I can send to this customer. And let's see what it does. So simple prompting, and I want to write as though I was maybe describing this to an assistant. And let's see. It says, so subject, thanks for sharing your feedback. Dear client name, obviously we can go ahead and fill that in. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to personally reach out to you regarding your recent dining experience at our restaurant. First and foremost, I want to express my sincerest apologies for disappointing service and the issue with the temperature of your meal. We take your feedback seriously, and we are committed to making improvements based upon your valuable insights. This is pretty good, guys. Your decision to share your concerns with us is greatly appreciated. Constructive feedback such as yours helps us identify areas where we can enhance the dining experience for all of our valued customers. To show our commitment to making things right, I'd like to offer you a $25 gift card to dine with us again. We genuinely value your patronage. We want to ensure that your next visit is nothing short of exceptional. Your satisfaction is our top priority, and we're taking immediate steps to address issues you encountered to ensure it will not recur in the future. Please let us know when you plan to visit again, and we will make all the necessary arrangements to ensure you have a memorable and enjoyable dining experience. Your feedback is invaluable in helping us maintain the high standards we strive for. Once again, I apologize for the inconvenience you experienced during your last visit. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to make amends, and I look forward to personally welcoming you back to our restaurant. If you have any questions or require any further assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to me directly at, I can put in my email address or put in my phone number. Your satisfaction is of the utmost important to us, and we're here to assist you in any way we can. Thank you for choosing our restaurant. We hope to have the privilege of serving you again soon. And then obviously you'd fill in your information. So again, what a great response and a super help. And this is the type of thing that I think any business person can use, whether you're in sales, whether you're an owner, a manager, even just working in a department. You need to write one of those emails and you want to make sure it's written well. This is a great way to get started with ChatGPT. Pop in, give it a prompt like this, and ask it to help write that for you. Super, super effective. So again, you can copy and paste that prompt if you want. I'll go ahead and put that down in the show notes when we're done, so you guys can see that as well, and make sure that that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about the next question that I've got. Well, let's actually continue. What are other ways? So that's an email. That's something that certainly you can do. But let's talk about one of my favorite things, and that's marketing. Let's say that you've got a promotion. We'll stick with the restaurant here, and we want to create maybe a Facebook ad or something that we can utilize for this. So let's just say, again, we'll give it a little more context. So my restaurant is, and let's take a look here. We're going to say south of Main Mexican. So there we go. So that's the name of the restaurant. We are offering a burrito special this weekend. And actually it's a restaurant, so it'd probably be next week because weekends tend to be busy. So let's do a burrito special next week. Actually, it's Wednesday. Let's offer it today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. Wednesday and Thursday. From noon to, let's make it 6 p.m. Buy one burrito and get the second one free. Our address is 123 Main, and we'll stick with Louisville, Kentucky. And our website is southofmainmexican.com. Please write a Facebook ad that I can use to promote this special today and tomorrow. Let's see what it does. So again, we're just querying, we're telling it, we need to give it some background information because it needs to know what we're doing. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And here we go. A BOGO burrito special. Buy one burrito, get the second one free. It even threw in some emojis. Available from noon to 6, Wednesday and Thursday. Find us at here. Bring your friends, family, or that burrito-loving buddy for a mouth-watering meal that won't break the bank. Our burritos are packed with authentic Mexican flavors and made fresh to order. Don't miss out on this unbeatable deal. Come and savor the taste of Mexico at South of Main Mexican. Tag your burrito buddy and spread the word. See you soon. Not a bad ad. So let's say we want to continue in this vein and we want to continue to use AI. So we've got that, but maybe we don't have a picture of our burritos and we're really not sure how to best handle that. So how are we going to go ahead and create that picture? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a couple different ways. I'm going to stick in ChatGPT here for a minute, but I'm going to open up a new chat. And if you are a Plus subscriber, you will now have access to DALL-E 3, which is a image generation tool. So I'm going to just say picture of a loaded wet burrito that looks delicious on a restaurant. Well, actually, let's give it that. Let's do a picture of a loaded burrito that looks delicious. Let's see what we get for that. So again, by using the DALL-E 3, this is their image generation tool. This is fairly new. This only was released in the last week or so. And again, you do need to be a Plus subscriber. ChatGPT's cost is, I believe, about $20 a month. Well worth it in my mind to do that. You could also go over to Bing and you could use Bing's chat to do this for free. But since we're already sharing our ChatGPT window, I'll show you how that works. So again, I'm typing in something very simple, waiting for it to create some images. And what's going to happen here is DALL-E 3 is going to create multiple images that we can then upsize or utilize to see what we want to do. Of course, while I'm demoing it, it's taking longer than normal. Maybe the systems are a little busy right now. Let's see here, and we'll give it a couple seconds. It does, the light's flashing at me, so it would indicate it's actually working. But again, as I've demonstrated in the last tab there, we've got the example of the ad that we can run, and now we've got some pictures. So in this case, it's giving me some that, probably I don't probably want to use an illustration in this case, but it's giving me a couple that look really good. I particularly like this one with this green sauce on it. Let's go ahead and just click on that. And let me make sure that you're seeing that full window. Yes, you are. There we go. That's a picture that we can now utilize in our ad. And we can just click here to download that. And then we could upload that right as our ad and have that available. So a really cool feature that's available just like that. Maybe we want to take a look at the red one and the red sauce. We could use that one as well. That one looks a little bit less realistic to me for whatever reason. I think this one looks better. So I can go ahead and I would probably use that one. It actually changed it slightly and made a photo of a delectable wet burrito surface in a savory green tomatillo sauce. Let's go ahead and actually take this. I'm going to copy this and let's make a couple of changes. So maybe we want a slightly better image. So I'm going to paste that prompt in, except I'm going to say instead of a savory green, let's call it a savory red sauce, sprinkled with crumbled queso, and finally green onions. Let's maybe get rid of the green onions and let's put in. Let's try something a little crazy here. Let's just say that we want to put on finely sliced jalapeno. So let's do that. And let's go and let's see what it does. So again, now I can take that prompt, find one that I liked, copy that prompt in, and I can specify additional changes that I want. Now, this will not be the same exact image. It's going to look a bit different, and we'll see here in a minute as it comes up. It'll give us that opportunity to create, again, an image and adjust that to our liking. One of the things I really want to encourage you when you're doing AI prompting in general is always feel free to go ahead and adjust or amend a prompt. Try again to get the exact output you're doing. If I didn't like my Facebook ad, I could go ahead and ask it additional clarifying questions or possibly give it additional information that it might want in order to do that. So here again, I'm just taking that prompt that ChatGPT, or I'm sorry, yeah, that ChatGPT through DALL-E 3 showed us of pasting that in, making a couple changes, getting rid of the onions and adding in sliced jalapenos so we can see what that does and changing the sauce from a green sauce to a red sauce. And there we go. We've got 3 of them. And look at that. These look pretty good. Great picture here. Let's go ahead and grab, I'll just pick on this one on the cutting board. I kind of like that. So we've got that same wonderful, delectable burrito. It's added the queso crumbles that we asked. It's added the jalapeno slices. And again, this looks delicious. This would be great to use in that ad. So just a wonderful way that you can utilize that if you're interested in order to leverage the tools you're using in order to make that work effectively. So hope that's helpful. That's a real world application. And we created that all within what, 5-6 minutes? A really fast way to do that. And you can place that ad right on your own at that point in time. So I've got a couple more questions here. Let's see what the next one is. Are there any industry specific AI tools that would be relevant to my business? Well, it depends on what industry you're in first. So there's a lot of different tools that are out there that you can utilize. I'm showing you ChatGPT here because it's so popular. But let me also show you a couple of the other ones that are out there. So I can also use Google Bard, and I simply go to bard.google.com. So this is essentially Google's version of the same. And again, we can have some fun here by even trying to use the same exact prompts to do that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go back and grab my prompt that I used for the Facebook. Let's see if that will reload for me here. Let's go ahead and try once again. We'll reload this page. ChatGPT does a great job, there we go, of keeping its history. And let's go ahead and copy this prompt. So I'm going to use the same prompt I used. In my experience, Bard's not quite as good at writing copy, but let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what happens. So we're going to ask the same question of Bard here and see what type of Facebook ad it creates for us. And again, pretty good. Burrito special, buy one, get one free. Talks about we're offering a burrito special today and tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday from noon to 6. Buy a burrito, get the second one free. Talks about the high quality ingredients, the flavor, the address, gives you a call to action to visit. recommends a photo of a delicious looking burrito. Again, we could use that. Now, Bard does not offer image creation at the moment, so we could go back and use the ChatGPT one there. The other one we could do is, again, we could go to Bing and we could use Bing's chat there as well. So those are a couple tools. Another tool that we could use is called Claude. It's by a different company called Anthropic. So we've got one here by OpenAI. We've got another one by Google and this one by Anthropic. Let's go ahead and ask the same question here in Claude. And by the way, this is direct the way we're getting the information. So it's showing you exactly what happens. Similar here again, I'd want to make a couple breaks. I think ChatGPT probably did the best job of creating this overall. But again, both are good. I think this is really easy and simple and a way to do that. So that's one great way you can use that. And again, you can use that in any industry you're at. You can use that for your email response. In fact, let's try that here. Let's go ahead and take that email that we did originally. We did in ChatGPT. Let's paste that into Bard and see how that does and what it does for us. Just to give you some flavor of, again, 3 of the most common AI tools there. There we go. In this case, it's actually giving me 2 options. It's showing me 2 different drafts, so I can choose which one I like best, which is kind of cool. I can read through and pick. Sometimes it will give you 2, sometimes it will give you 1, but it's a nice feature that Bard has recently added. I can also ask Claude about this, and let's go ahead and do that as well. And let's see what it says here. Quickly scanning it as it comes up. Again, all 3 of these are writing very good content that can help you as a business owner, as a manager or whatever, really quickly deal with some of those things that come up and you may have to deal with. So again, maybe not industry specific, but these are 3 tools. I want to caution you a minute while we're talking about this. A lot of times people have and are promoting industry specific tools. Like, I'm going to create an AI tool that's just for restaurant owners. Many times they're okay. But a lot of times when you're seeing these tools, they're actually going to be more expensive than using ChatGPT or Bard or Claude. And on top of that, they're actually going to be using the same engine. They're going to be using what's called the API, or the application program interface, from these companies to provide those results. So you're not necessarily going to get different results or better results. Where they can add value is that sometimes they have better prompts. In other words, the people that are using them have done a better job of creating the prompts to get you the information you need. And some of those prompts may already be laid out and they're for you. If you're looking for something like that, I want to share with you, and I'm going to go back and share my screen again. I want to share with you a great plugin that works both on Google Bard as well as on ChatGPT. Let's go ahead and get back in here a minute. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and make sure I've got this enabled. So this is a Chrome browser extension, and I'm going to go ahead and manage my extensions here real quick and see if I can find this. And what's neat about this tool is this will actually help you with prompting. Here we are, Prompt Storm. I want to turn that on. There we go. So now that I've turned that on, I'm going to go ahead and do a new chat and reload this. And what's going to happen here, if things work properly, is I'm going to get a sidebar that's going to come up that's going to allow me to use this. May also work, should also work in Bard as well. There we go. There it came up. This little prompt storm here. And this tool is awesome, especially if you're getting started in using AI. I highly recommend it. So it is a Chrome browser plugin. You need to go to the Chrome browser, go to the extension store and look for Prompt Storm. I'll show that to you here just real quick a minute. Chrome extension store. So there we are, Chrome extensions, and we're going to go there. Oops, not history. Chrome extensions. There we go. We want to get the link. And if I go to the extension store here, these are all apps or extensions that you can add into Chrome to provide additional functionality. And we want to look up Prompt Storm. And when I look up Prompt Storm, I just want to show you what that icon's going to look like. It's going to look right here. It's a great app. You just click on this. Again, you can see it works in ChatGPT, Bard, and Claude. Fantastic tool. And if you're from Michigan, it's developed right here in Michigan too, which is really cool. So excellent, excellent tool. And it's free. But let me show you how it works. So again, you just go ahead and click. Instead of saying remove, it would say install because I've already got it installed. So let's go to Bard here. We'll just use it here. And I click on prompt and it gives you this nice little sign out here. So I got to sign in here a minute. And I don't remember what my password is. So let's see, does it maybe remember in ChatGPT for me? See if I can get it. There we go. Oh, bummer. Let's go through the registration real quick. We'll just go ahead and get this done real quick. Let's use just a very bad or simple password at the moment. And we'll accept the terms and sign up. So super easy. I'm going to sign into my account. Helps if I remember what I typed. There we go, setting up PromptStorm. It's there, that's installed. We're good to go. All right, so now when I use this, let's go ahead and just go back to ChatGPT. There we go, here's my PromptStorm, and I'm now signed in. So again, super easy. We get this little lightning bolt on the side. And again, this is fantastic if you want to get some help with prompting. So I'm going to click on that, and now I get to select a category. So what category of prompt do I want to create? In this case, let's just say we want to do business or marketing. Either one would be okay. We'll pick business. And then I get some subcategories below that. So I could do ideas and brainstorming maybe. And then I get to select a prompt. Do they want me to talk about a brainstorm idea maker, a business ideas for starting over, business strategy role play, decisions, pros and cons, merger and acquisition identification? Let's do some brainstorming here. And let's talk about brainstorming. How many items? We'll go with 3 items. And what's the topic? Adding a new menu item to my Mexican, if I can spell, there we go, Mexican restaurant. Please help me brainstorm 3 ideas for adding a new menu item to my, and we just click go. And just like that, PromptStorm has helped us build a prompt, and now we can work through it. And what's happening is we're getting suggestions on how we can use that. So some great ideas here, things that certainly I would have never thought of. And again, you can see how you can change a lot of this and you can make things different. Let's go back and look at one more category here. I know a lot of people have questions about marketing, so let's take a look at marketing. And then let's take a look maybe at growth hacking. That sounds like fun. And then a select prompt, data analysis, determining important data sets. Growth hacking was a ChatGPT browser plugin. Hey, there we go. Let's try that. And let's pick 3 items again. And what's the web address? Let's go grab an actual restaurant website here while we're live. So let me look for Mexican restaurant, Louisville, Kentucky. So this is totally unprompted here, guys. We'll have to see what happens, but let's see what we get. So the first one that's coming up here is, wow, none of them there, My Caporal. So let's copy that link address. We'll just open it so I can get it and don't get a Google address. So let's actually have PromptStorm tell us what we could do better with this website. So there are 3 specific and effective actionable growth hacking strategies for increasing website traffic related to what they see on this website. So I need to make sure I've got my, I'm going to copy that real quick. I've got to make sure I've got a new prompt in here that has web access going, and I don't at the moment. So I'm going to turn on web access, and let's go ahead and use browse with Bing, which is a standard feature here. And I'll just paste that prompt back in, and let's see what happens. So this is really cool, because what's going to happen is ChatGPT using browse with Bing is actually going to go out to the web and analyze this website and come back and give us recommendations. So let's see what happens here. This is based on the examination of your website. Here are 3 specific, effective, and actionable growth hacking strategies to increase website traffic. Now, sometimes these are going to be really general, and sometimes they'll be really specific. Let's see what happens here. So we've got pretty general here. We want to, it represents a local business with multiple locations in Louisville. Found that out from the website. So it says local SEO would really help, and that makes sense. They're also recommending that we take a look at our Google business listing and make sure the information is up to date and being there, and then optimize our website for local keywords such as Mexican restaurant in Louisville. Good idea if we're not already doing that. Content marketing, it recommends that we create a blog section on the website. So there probably isn't one already, where we can post articles related to Mexican cuisine, recipes, even stuff about the restaurant. Not only helps SEO, but engages visitors and positions the restaurant as an authority. Very, very important. And then they're recommending take those blog posts and share them on social media to consider collaborating with other maybe food bloggers and influencers to increase their reach. And then third, they're recommending some online advertising. So pretty good stuff here. Definitely something that could be of value. Let's go and do one other thing. So there's a couple different ways you can get web access through ChatGPT. One is with a Chrome browser plugin. The other one that we just took a like is the browse with Bing. The third option is in the plugin area. There's a plugin called Web Pilot. And let's see if I can get down to it here so I can show it to you. There we go. I tend to like Web Pilot even more than Bing. I find it gives me better information, but let's check it out. So we saw what Bing gave us. Let's go ahead and paste this prompt in. And now instead of Bing looking at this, we're going to have Web Pilot look at it, and we'll see if we get even more information. So we need to wait a moment. It's showing here. It's going directly out to the website right now, and it's going to go some research, and we're going to wait while that happens. There we go. So we're using the internet and ChatGPT together, and it's coming and giving us a bunch of recommendations here. Again, we're asking for information on this Mexican restaurant website that we just picked. And again, some similar stuff. So again, it's recommending local SEO. Bing also recommended that, very similar local SEO and GMB. It's recommending social media marketing and user-generated content. So that's different. Bing did not recommend that. It recommended blogging, which I think is good. And we can see that's number 3 that they recommended. But number 2 was social media campaigns and user-generated content. As a restaurant, certainly having users write things about their dining experience, the food they're having, that could be fantastic. So again, good overall information that I think can be really relevant to you as we do that. Let's go take a look at the next question here. Again, we're live for up to an hour. So let's take a look at the next question we've got and see what we can do there. So lots of AI questions today, and that's great. We've got a couple of them here. Let's see here. Which one looks good? Well, you know what? I want to take a look. I think this would be something, again, that'd be relevant. How can I use AI to optimize my customer service? So great question. Let's start by asking. I'm going to start a new chat here in a minute again, and let's just ask that. Let's ask ChatGPT, what can I do? So let's see what it says here. So one of the things I want to show you here is ChatGPT and Bard and the others, they have the ability to interview you. And so what we're going to do here after it gives us some suggestions, we're going to ask it to interview us as a restaurant owner, to be able to give us some specific actionable recommendations that we could use to increase our customer service. So it's giving us a couple of general ideas here, chatbots and virtual assistants, how to use natural language processing or NLP, some predictive analytics. You know what? I'm going to stop this. I'm not that interested. I want to go to the interview. So I'm the owner. Oop, if I could spell it right. Maybe let's just say I'm general manager. General manager, because you don't have to be an owner to use this. I'm the general manager at South of Main Mexican restaurant in Louisville, Kentucky. I want to get some advice on how to better train my front of house staff to provide better customer service to our patrons. This is where it gets fun. So that's what I want to do. Told who I am, what I want to do. Please interview me to ask questions so that you can provide me with, let's say, 3 recommendations specific to my restaurant. Please ask me one question at a time. Allow me to respond. And then ask me another question, or then let's say ask and then repeat as needed to get the information you need to give me your best and most specific recommendations. So let's see what it does. So basically, we're saying, hey, I'm a general manager at this restaurant. I want to improve the training for my front of house staff, but ask me some questions because I don't really know where to go. So, can I describe any specific challenges or feedback we've received from customers regarding the service? So, let's say yes. Some customers feel like they've had to wait too long for a table when it appeared there were tables available with no one sitting at them. I know that's something I've certainly run into before at a restaurant where you're waiting in line and there's open tables and you're not getting seated. So let's see what it says. Question 2, how do we currently manage table reservations? Now, I want you to notice here, notice how that's related to the way I just answered. So ChatGPT is taking this in and giving me more information. How do we currently manage table reservations and walk-ins? Do you use any specific software program? So I'll just put, we do not take reservations, and we seat walk-ins on a first come, first serve seated basis. We do have an in-house waiting list that patrons sign in on when they arrive. So let's see what happens here. So again, it's going to take that in. It's going to now ask me additional questions. If you haven't ever done this, this in my mind is one of the most powerful ways to use AI is to have it ask you questions. So how do you currently train your front of a house staff in terms of managing the waiting list, gauging wait times, and commuting with patrons on table availability? Are there any standard procedures? So our SOP is to seat people on a first come, first served basis, although sometimes we have larger parties that are waiting and we hold multiple tables to be combined to seat the larger group. Other patrons are not always aware of what we are doing. What we are doing, there we go, to accommodate the larger party. And you notice I am not a great speller here, and we're noticing that, but ChatGPT is going to figure out what I need. So let's just see what happens here. So they've provided that. Based on that information, they're going to give me some recommendations. So transparent communication. Based on what I've told them now, they want us to train the front of the house staff to proactively communicate with waiting patrons about the situation, especially when tables are being held for larger parties. And they've even given me something they can say. This can be done by simply saying, we have a table available, but we're currently holding it for a larger group that's been waiting. We appreciate your patience, and we'll seat you as soon as possible. And then talks about the benefit. Why would staff want to do it? Well, this transparency can prevent misunderstandings and reduce frustrations among waiting patrons. When customers are informed about the reason for delay, they're more likely to be understanding. The other thing they're recommending is a digital waiting list with estimated waiting times. What a great idea. Instead of doing paper and pencil, why don't we implement something digital that allows people to sign up, and this system can actually send notifications. I don't know if you've ever done that. Maybe you're at a restaurant and you sign up and it sends you a text notification when you're ready. What a great way to do it. Some others have pagers. You could also say, maybe the other thing you could do is you can have some designated seating areas for larger parties that they could go ahead and participate at. So again, another great opportunity to take a look at that might be relevant, and a great way to use AI. If you're not using AI on a daily basis, I really want to challenge you to do so, because I think it adds a tremendous amount of value to what you're doing. So again, great questions, good stuff here. I really appreciate it. We've got time, I think, for one more question. Let me see what I have here in the chat, if there's anything that's come in. Again, if you're new to us here, we're streaming on multiple platforms. I'm streaming on multiple channels on YouTube, multiple channels on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So these are coming in from all over as we see them. Let me find the right window here a minute. There we go. Let's see. I want to take a look at what content strategies can help me establish myself as an authority in my niche. Well, this is a great question. So if you're running a business, you're maybe a business leader, a manager, a professional, and you want to be seen as an expert. Let's just say you're a dentist now, and I'll pick on Louisville again. You're a dentist in Louisville, Kentucky, and you want to be seen as an expert. What I want you to do is I want you to start by going to Google. So let me go ahead and share my window here again. And let's go do this live. Let's go out to Google. And I want to search for a topic here. I'll show you why. So we're just going to start with dentist in Louisville. There we go, dentist in Louisville, Kentucky. So it's going to go ahead and bring up some maps and places, and that's all great, but that's not really what I want to take a look at. What I want to do here, again, I'm the dentist, and I'm not looking, how do I find the content, the questions that I need to answer in order to be seen as an expert? And I'm going to scroll on down to this wonderful little section right here called People Also Ask. And what this is these are the tools, or the questions, I'm sorry, that people are asking when they're looking for a dentist in Louisville. So some may be typing dentist in Louisville, Kentucky, and that's great. But what they're also doing is many are also asking, does Louisville have a dental program? How much does a root canal cost in Louisville? How can I choose a local dentist? How can I afford to go to the dentist? So let's just pick on this one here for how do I choose a local dentist? There we go. And that's great. And it gives me some tips here, but that's a question that I could answer. So if I'm a dentist in Louisville, I want to write a blog post, I want to create a video, and I want to create some social media posts about how to choose a local dentist. And I want to put this up on my blog, on my website, when I share it out on social media, so that people then get to trust me, get to know me, and know who I am. In addition to that, I can go down another level and see when people are looking for that, what are other things they're looking for, like how to afford a dentist? How do I know if a dentist is good? What's the difference between a bad dentist and a good dentist? Each one of these are questions that you as a dentist should be answering in this case. And again, I recommend 3 types of content if you're going to do this. Content number 1, we want you to go ahead and we want you to create written content or a blog post. And you can use AI to write it. We're not going to have time today to show that, but I'll put that online for our next AMA. You can literally go in and have it write it. You know what? We might have time to get started on it. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let me grab that prompt. So let's see, we wanted to talk about how do I choose a local dentist? That's my topic. Let's go back over to ChatGPT. Let's see what we can do here real quick. I know we're getting tight on time, but I'm a local dentist in Louisville, Kentucky. I want to write a comprehensive guide on the topic of how do I choose a local dentist? And I want to answer that question while also promoting my dentist practice. And let's see, what should we call our dentist practice? We'll just call it Louisville Dental. As one option that patients looking for a new dentist should consider. Now, again, we talked about the interview questions. I'm going to do the same here. Please ask me questions, the questions you need answered in order, and allow me to answer, and allow me to answer to create the best possible comprehensive guide to that answers the question, how do I choose a local dentist? We'll fix my spelling issues here real quick. Looking, there we go. And let's see what happens. So again, we're going to combine things here. We're going to have it ask us questions while it also is going to go ahead and write this blog post for us that we can put on our website. So first it wants to know about our credentials. So we'll just give it answers. One, I've been a dentist for 3 years. I'm certified by the state of Kentucky. I have a degree from the best dental school in the USA. And let's see, what else have we got here? So we got a lot of things. I'm not going to answer all these based on time limitations. So we've got one, specializations. Do I do any specializations? So let's answer that too. Let's say we're specialized in pediatrics. There we go. 3, how do I ensure comfortable experience? We've got a beautiful waiting room. Not foom, but room. There we go. We've got high-speed wireless internet. We have multiple TVs in the waiting room and streaming services available in all patient treatment rooms. Let's put watch Netflix, Disney, Amazon, Hulu, or more. 4, technology and equipment. We'll just put, we have the latest and best tech. We could give them details if we had it. Reviews and testimonials, I'll just put our patients love us. And the rest of it, I'm going to leave blank and just go because, again, we could spend some time doing this. But even if we did, let's say we spent 10 minutes answering this, that's still not a big deal in order to do that, in order to get this article written for us. So let's see what's going to happen here. So it's given us some answers, and it's now going to write this for us. How do I choose a local dentist? A comprehensive guide. I'll read some of this as we go through. I won't read the whole thing, but choosing a local dentist is a crucial decision that can impact our oral health for years to come. It's essential to consider various factors. Here's a guide to help you navigate the decision with a spotlight on Louisville Dental as a top contender for your consideration. 1, credentials and experience. 2, specializations. 3, patient care. It even has things in here it's using. So it says, look for a place that has multiple TVs in the waiting area and streaming services in the patient treatment rooms. Technology and equipment, reviews and testimonials. Why choose Louisville Dental? And we've got here, now notice it's kind of just stopped here. I'd like some more information than that. So I can then continue this prompt and say, thank you. Yes, I do say thank you to that. Please expand upon this and provide, let's just say, 5 specific questions that I should ask any potential dentist that I'm considering. Let's see what it does here. So again, what I would do is I'd probably take this, I'd copy it into a Word or Google Doc, and then I'm going to go ahead and add this in as well. And we're running out of time, so I won't be able to finish all this. But you can see by giving this response, I'm able to then not only use Google to determine what I need to answer, what questions I need to provide content on, what topics I need to talk about. Again, just by looking at their people also ask, I also can use ChatGPT. I could have used Bing. I could have used Claude to help me write things that I can then create that content out of. So once this is done, I've got all this in place. Here's the last thing I want to show you here. We've got 6 minutes left. I think I've got enough time. Let's go ahead and copy this. So here's my questions that I want to ask. Actually, we'll just do it better. We'll say combining the two, your responses, please write two, let's say, compelling social media posts that I can use to share a link, because I want to share a link to it, to this article on my website. So it's going to analyze it because we're staying in this chat window. It knows what we've already talked about. And let's see what happens here. So here's post number 1. Even look at that through in a tooth emoji. How cool is that? Searching for a new dentist in Louisville, Kentucky. Our latest guide breaks down everything you need to make the best choice for your dental health. From key questions to ask to what sets Louisville Dental apart, we've got you covered. Dive in and discover. That's great. Number 2, wondering how to pick the perfect dentist for you and your family? Our comprehensive guide is here to help. Plus, get an inside look at what makes Louisville Dental a top choice in the area. So these are great. And again, once you can put that in, put a link back to your article once it's on the blog, you're well on your way. The last thing I'd want to do here is create a video. And so let's just ask it, please write an Instagram, we'll just call it a TikTok video script for me to use talking about the information in this article. Make the video script humorous and friendly. And let's see what happens. All right, it's thinking for just a moment here. Give it just a second here to see what comes up. There we go. Saying, sit in a dentist office, maybe you sitting in a dental chair, wearing a dentist mask, holding a giant toothbrush. Ever lay awake at night wondering, how do I pick the perfect dentist? No, just me? Well, okay, let's move on. And it gives you a whole script here that you can follow. So again, so much power, so much thing you can do, whether it's for helping you out, whether it's helping create that topical authority. There's so much that you can do. I want to thank you for joining me today in this Ask Me Anything session. If you've got questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you've got things you'd like me to discuss on the next AMA, send me a message and I'll make sure we get them covered just like I did some of the questions today. And I want to thank everybody who participated. And again, just a reminder, if you'd like any of those setups from me, if you'd like any of the free offers, go ahead and let me put that back up here real quick. In particular, we wanted to talk about that free topical authority map. If you want me to tell you what you need to see, let's get the right one here. There we go. Oh, that's my AI group. You can join that as well, by the way. If you want to learn more about AI, join my free Facebook group. You can go to whitebeardstrategies.com/AI group. You can do that. And let's just see here. To get that free content authority map, there we go. It's just whitebeardstrategies/free map. You request that, let me know the topic, and we'll go and give you those questions those people also ask, so you don't have to do the research yourself. Make it a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a blessed day, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.